So we're here on Exhibition Road in South Kensington, and in front of us is Prince's Gate. These were originally large private homes all in a row here. Oops, the row sort of ends. It originally went much further over, and all the way on the left at number 32 stood the house where Agnes Baden-Powell, the first Girl Guide, lived here with other family members at the beginning of the 1900s. Many of the very large homes here were pulled down and replaced with large blocks of flats, as was the case with Agnes's home, which together with 11 others were demolished in 1956 to build Montrose Court. It was while she lived here that Agnes established the Girl Guiding movement at the request of her brother, Robert Baden-Powell, setting up an office to register the thousands of eager Girl Guides and to organize uniforms and badges for them. She wrote a handbook for the new organization based on her brother's book, Scouting for Boys, and became the organization's first president. She actually had several residences throughout her life, including her childhood home at 9 Hyde Park Gate, which you can see here, that contains the blue plaque to her brother. Here in Kensal Green Cemetery in the Royal Borough of Kensington, Chelsea, many members of the Baden-Powell family have their final resting places. The Reverend Baden-Powell and Henrietta, Robert and Agnes's parents, are buried here, as well as several siblings who died young. Robert and Agnes's brothers, George and Frank, are here with their wives, Frances and Florence. And Agnes was also interned here after her death in 1945, although you will not see her name listed here. She did not have it added during her lifetime, and as she was the last of her siblings to die, there was no one left to do it for her. There's a lot of interest within the guiding community in having her name added to the family's memorial, and negotiations are ongoing. Many would also like to see a commemorative plaque for Agnes on one of her residences. We'll just have to see how these areas develop. So this is number 45 Longridge Road, which is where our ARC moved to in September of 1959. When they left the building, the one we saw earlier that was just around the corner from Buckingham Palace. The guiding movement had been growing rapidly and more space was needed. And this location is quite convenient. It's only a short walk from Earl's Court, and it had been a hotel, which it has apparently again become. During the Silver Jubilee ceremony in 1963, our ARC was renamed Olav House in honor of Lady Olav Baden-Powell, who herself presided over the ceremony. This is Hampton Court Palace, and it is about 12 miles southwest of central London. It was built starting in 1515 for Cardinal Thomas Wolsey, who was Lord Chancellor for King Henry VIII. But unfortunately, he fell from favor and ended up giving the palace to the king as a gesture of contrition. Henry VIII greatly enlarged the palace, added extensive gardens, a tennis court, a bowling alley, and hunting grounds. And in 1689, when William and Mary came to the throne, they commissioned Sir Christopher Wren to redesign it for them as an elegant new Baroque palace. So in 1838, Queen Victoria opened it to the public, and with the royals now gone, impoverished Grace and Favor aristocrats moved in. Grace and Favor homes are those that the monarch allows people to live in rent-free in gratitude for past services rendered, and often it was their widows or dependents who received the warrants to live there. Lady Baden-Powell lived in such an apartment here from 1943 to 1976.